Hey everybody, KC here. So as I record this on Saturday night, I'm in Vancouver, Washington, where it's once again my privilege to MC the annual City of Hope Gala. And this has always been a big thrill for me, for lots of reasons. First of all, I really admire what City of Hope does. And the reason I come out to do this from Connecticut every year, except of course during the 2 years when it was virtual because of COVID, is because the food industry has been an enormous supporter of City of Hope. In the Pacific Northwest, it's just extraordinary, the kind of commitment that companies, I'm talking retailers, manufacturers, vendors, brokers, there's an enormous commitment to raising money for City of Hope, which does just unbelievable work when it comes to research and treatment of both diabetes and cancer. And I've had a chance to go down to City of Hope near Los Angeles to see their plant and their facility and the way they nurture people, right? People and their families, not only giving them medical treatment, but they treat their souls as well, which I just think is extraordinary. I've had some experience with cancer in my family, and I understand how important that is. It's funny, a word we talk a lot about on Morning Newsbeat is a word that was thrown about a lot during the beginning of COVID, and that was essential, right? And I always talk about how important it is for companies to be essential to their customers. If you want to differentiate yourself, that's one of the things you have to do. Well, it seems to me that City of Hope is essential to patients and their families, and the food industry has become essential to City of Hope. And that's a wonderful connection. So it's my thrill, it's just absolutely my privilege to be here. You can hear the band warming up in the background. So things are gonna start very shortly, but I wanted to share it with you. Because listen, if you can support City of Hope, that's great. Or find your own City of Hope. Find a way to be essential to your community, because it's an incredibly important thing to do. So I have a quick postscript on what I recorded earlier this evening. When I talked to you earlier this evening, it was actually before the City of Hope event. I heard something that I wanted to point out, in part because it was an amazing statistic all on its own, and also, go figure, there's a business lesson. So Dr. Yuman Fong, who's this amazingly accomplished surgeon and researcher in the area of cancer, was one of the speakers tonight. And one of the things he said is, people always ask me when we're going to cure cancer. And he said, here's the thing, we've already cured cancer in a lot of ways. And when it comes to stage 1 and stage 2 cancer, if you get early detection, we can pretty much cure that. It's stage 3 and stage 4 cancers that we have a problem with, which is why it's important to always go for early screenings. Because we'll get to stage 3 and stage 4, but right now, stage 1, stage 2, we can pretty much cure those cancers. It's amazing, he said. 60% of the time when I meet patients, I'm going to know them for at least 5 years. And 40% of the time, they're going to die of old age. And that's an extraordinary statistic. But here's the business lesson. If you have a problem in your organization, you have a problem with your business model, you have a problem with your format, whatever it happens to be, it's always better to address it early, right? Address it early. Problems never get better if you don't address them. It seems to be the situation with cancer. It also seems to be the situation in any business model. So, listen, cancer research, cancer treatment, that's really serious stuff. And I hate to use that for a business lesson, but you know me, I can't help myself. So, again, amazing evening here at City of Hope, an incredibly worthwhile organization to which to dedicate time and money. It's amazing, as I said earlier. If you don't have a City of Hope, find one, because this is the kind of stuff that changes lives and changes the world. Anyway, that's what's on my mind. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.